Ladies and gents, welcome aboard. I'm TCaptainX. Today we're going to be breaking down a Rebirth ranked game, now that Rebirth ranked is finally back, to really focus on the game sense side of things. Decision making, rotations, when to push, when not to, and much more. So if you're looking to get better at Warzone, this video is for you. So jumping in here, when it comes to landing spots, there is no quote unquote best landing spot. What I would recommend is you pick a spot and you learn it really well. You learn the loop pass, you learn your rotations out of that area. For us, we are going bio. Now, what I want to point out here is that when we say we're going bio, we are very specific. I am telling my teammates we are landing on the top floor of bio, not the roof, but the top floor. Because what you don't want to end up doing is you just say, hey, we're going bio. You guys all land in different areas. It's a relatively large POI, and then you don't have that power in numbers. Because playing ranked, it is, no matter how good you are individually, it is crucial to play together as a team. So we all land together, and what happens is only one guy from this enemy team landed on this floor for us. So essentially, this is now a 1v3. My teammates get him pretty weak. I don't even have a gun, I just have a pistol. But because he's so weak, because we played together, we're able to get that finish. Now, teammate goes down here. Enemy shot through the window here, but he got him a little bit weak. Me and my other two teammates are trying to, go after him. My teammate downs him. I'm able to get the finish because, again, we played together as a team. At this point, my thought process is, okay, I really need to get a gun. Thankfully, we finally get a C9, and now we're moving. We have me and my first teammate mid are up, and then Avid, he's already responding back, so we're good to go. We can be a little bit aggressive here because we've already kind of eliminated some of these other enemies. Trying to play off audio. I am hearing some footsteps at this point, so as you can see, I'm sliding down, I'm using movement, and I'm centering and pre-aiming everywhere I go in case somebody's there. And I get a little bit of audio cue. We're able to get a quick kill here. Looking at minimap. Every time we get a kill, I have got to go minimap. So I'm seeing one enemy is landing in, another one landing in probably over here, and then their third is over at Industries here. So while I'm getting that information from these kills, I'm calling out to my teammates of roughly where these different enemies are. This guy, my teammate Avid here, he's calling to me, hey, this guy's one shot, he's running downstairs. So that's when I rotate over. Again, we're playing as a team here. We're getting off to a good start here. Now we have $9,000. Our goal is we need to get a loadout down ASAP. We want to get loadout down ASAP, but when we're in that process, we hear the sound for the enemy team calling a loadout in over at Industries. And this is that same team that we've been fighting. They kind of make a little bit of a mistake here and they throw it down the open. And so we kind of use this to our advantage. We're able to pick up a knock and we're able to kind of hold this and try to prevent them from getting their loadout. Unfortunately, no aim assist through the cages there. So I'm going to push up here. I know I've got one of my teammates mid. He's right here to the left, kind of at the stairs. I know there should be only two more enemies in here because we've downed and finished one. Now, when I push in, I see one, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know how this happened. There were all three here. We had just killed one of these guys, and maybe the guy we killed was from a different team, perhaps. But there ends up being three people in here. I kind of miscalculated this. In my mind, I was like, I think there's only two because we just downed one. I had a teammate with me. Unfortunately, he's not able to pick up a knock. And so I go down here. And then very shortly after, my other teammate, he ends up going down as well because it was just, we miscalculated. We didn't realize maybe it was a different team or something like that. So when this happens, I am yelling to my third teammate, Avid, and I'm saying, you are last, play your life, play your life. So when you're playing ranked, it's very important that you need to have three distinct roles. The most important, especially I would say for kind of newer players, is one person needs to be designated as what's called the anchor. The anchor just means it is when you are pushing someone, one of your teammates is going to stay back a little bit, and he's going to kind of provide that overlook, and he's not going to get right up in the mix. That way, in case the two that are up front go down, they have a route to get out and stay alive and allow for yourself to respawn with Resurgence. The other two kind of roles are going to be one in IGL, your in-game leader. This is the person who's kind of making the calls, making decisions on rotations and stuff like that. Mostly that way it's not getting too confusing with who's calling out. And then the third role is going to be usually what's called a fragger. And this is just whoever the most aggressive, like really good gun skill person is, usually is that. And so usually the IGL and the fragger, they're going to kind of be pushing up, taking more fights, whereas the anchor stays back here. So we're still fighting this Industries team. They have their loadouts, and I don't have the best ground loot. We're kind of trading, getting different picks here and there. I'm out of plates at this point, so I'm not going to take any fights, and I'm calling to my teammates, and I'm saying, hey, I need some plates. They're trying to help me out. They're finding some plates, dropping some for me. Also able to pick up some custom guns from the enemy that we were fighting. Now, at this point, I recognize that we do have $10,000, which of course is how much we need for loadout money, but zone is coming in. We can't realistically go buy up here at Industries because that team is right there. But if we're quick, we can go make a buy behind us at buy up. So I start making the call out to my teammates here, and I'm like, hey, give me money and give me money. They're gonna drop their money for me. We get PA'd, and so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna buy. And I'm telling them, hey, watch for them to push. I'm not with you guys. So we're kind of transitioning roles here, and essentially I'm gonna become the anchor because I'm the one flopping back. I'm gonna throw the loadout up on the roof to get it up out of the way so it's a little bit safer to get. And as we're working up here, we realized that this enemy team took advantage during this time and they pushed us. So there's a ping on the minimap. My teammates are starting to call out, hey, they're pushing, they're pushing. So then I'm like, okay, I don't have time to get the loadout. I gotta go fight. Work over, looking up. I'm able to get a knock and a finish, but one of my teammates is down. My third teammate is up top, and he then quickly ends up going down. So now both of my teammates are down, and I'm quickly realizing, okay, I have to play very safe. I am now becoming the anchor. I have to stay alive until they're back. Earlier in the game, the resurgence timer is shorter. Some things you can do to speed up that timer are to keep moving. You can loot boxes, getting kills. All of those things are gonna shorten that timer. So because I'm able to loot that box, timer gets down quick, and you're gonna see as soon as they respawn back, now I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm gonna try to go pick up a kill here. That way we can get momentum back. Trying to play off audio cues. I'm hearing people. Bam, we get a kill, get a finish. All right, cool. Loadout is up top, and I'm telling my teammates, I'm like, hey guys, I'm not sure. I think this loadout is safe. Because I'm getting pings from two different way over here, this tells me that the team we're fighting, we've been actually fighting two different teams this whole time, and I didn't realize it at the time. So my teammates are, I'm like, I think you can land on loadout. I'm not sure. I'm hearing footsteps, so I'm saying there's definitely people here still. And I'm still kind of playing anchor role because yes, my teammates are back, but they're floating in at the moment. So they're about to go try to hit loadout. They think it's safe. They're going to end up going to hit loadout. However, as soon as they land, just here in a second, they're going to end up going down here because they were kind of waiting for them, unfortunately. Both my teammates go down again. So once again, I am the last alive. I have to play very smart and very safe in order for us to keep alive. One of the biggest important things here in Resurgence Ranked is the ability simply to not wipe. If you can not wipe and you can consistently make it to endgame, you're going to do well. So I'm playing very slow. Yes, I know that by my teammates dying, I would have pinged on the minimap. However, in bio, because it's multiple levels, you can kind of get away with hiding a little bit. So I put down some prox mines, able to play off cover. I get one knocked, I get the finish. As soon as I get that finish, that's gonna speed up the timer greatly for Resurgence. So now my teammates are back. I'm gonna try to get plated up behind cover here. And I don't realize that while I was getting plated up, enemy pushes in behind my view. And so unfortunately, I also had the wrong gun out. I didn't have my SMG out. So I just barely lose that fight. Thankfully though, I've been able to distract these guys. I got one down, and then random prox mine that I threw down ends up knocking that last player. So I'm calling out to my teammates, hey, this guy's knocked. He's knocked first floor. You can go kill him. They landed up top, got their loadouts. At this point, we did not end up wiping this team, but I think we did kind of get them out of this area for a little bit. And now they're kind of over at Chem Industries. So now I'm able to land back in, get my loadout. Again, one thing, you know, when I mentioned the roles, don't feel like you have to be very concrete about these roles of anchor, IGL, fragger. You need to have some fluctuation between it, because generally I kind of sort of play more like, I guess, the quote unquote fragger role. I tend to be the more one pushing and stuff. But in this situation, I had to kind of swap and flip and then play very slow to keep us alive so that we wouldn't wipe. So I've got my loadout. We're good. We're all together. We're going to drop some money and get a UAV so we can get some information. We see that there is definitely at least one team over at Chem here. So we're going to see if we can fight it. These guys obviously have great shots because that guy just poked out for a second and fries me. We get plated up behind cover, try to move, find a different angle. Never want to repeat from the same angle twice. Again, we're kind of all in the same area, but we're really trying to slow down and play off cover. We're not just full sending. If this was pubs, I'd probably be like, let's just go, you know, but you cannot do that in ranked. So I'm trying to slowly peek over, see where these guys are. Teammate's gonna go down, gets fried. These guys have very, very good shots. Gonna revive my teammate here. And we're just trying to see, is this fight worth having here? You know, if we can get an opening knock, can we create enough of an opening for us to make a push and get numbers on our side? And we're trying to get an angle, but these guys are playing very smartly through cover. Teammate goes down again. And as you can see, we're kind of just, you know, we do get a kill there. So now it's down. We have like a 3-2 where we're up technically a man. But man, every time that we peek, we are just getting fried by these guys. And I'm honestly having a hard time seeing exactly where these guys are. So at this point, we've all gone down different times. I make the call out, I'm like, this is a bad fight, guys. Let's get out of here. So we're gonna rotate over. We're just not gonna take this fight. We could have maybe pushed through the tunnel, but we recognize like, this is a very high risk, low reward type fight. We don't have to fight this. There's no reason. It is third circle. I already have 70 SR. And one thing to note, there is a 100 SR elim cap. You can only gain up to 100 SR per game from elims. And so because I already have 8 kills, I think my teammates have like 5 and 6, we're probably going to end up hitting our elim cap. So what this means basically is we don't need to worry that much about going for crazy high kills. We need to focus a little bit more on placement here if that is our goal for ranked. So we take advantage of the fire sale. Whenever you see fire sale, you need to go get self revives. They are completely free. And ideally get some UAVs and get some information up. When we do that, we see that there is absolutely nobody over at control center. And we're like, hey, we are going to play placement. Let's go to control center. However, we see one random guy landing in here over by boat. And when you see that one random player totally by themselves, you know they're going to be regaining. You know they're not going to have good guns. That is a situation where you can kind of go ahead and push and take advantage of that. So I know this guy doesn't have guns. I'm looking for him. He's trying to loot. I'm going to get the kill. This is actually a community member of mine, D-Ruck. He's a former Iridescent player. Sorry, D. I got you there. GG's. And so we get this. We kind of pick up sort of a free kill because he's trying to loot. My teammates end up calling out, though, that they are now fighting over at control. So there must have been a ghosted team there. One of my teammates is able to pick up a knock. He's fighting. However, he's going to go down. So I move up with Abed. We have to know that it is a 2v2 at this point because my teammate killed at least one guy. But we've got to be extremely smart here because if one of us goes down, again, you know, whenever you only have 1 or 2 people up, you need to slow down here. So we're trying to play off cover. We have some good team shots. We end up wiping this team. So as soon as we wipe this team, we are like, let's go. We now have control. This is a huge power position. We have a lot of money. So I'm going to get a UAV. I'm going to pop one. I'm going to hold one. And that tells us nobody is on us at control, but there is a team over here in tents. They're not in a great position. Obviously, I have high ground. And so we're going to try to get some picks here on these guys. Again, at this point, we're really starting to slow down our play and play more for positioning, play more for endgame. We don't need to just be pushing and killing everyone because we already have a pretty good amount of kills this late in the game. Endgame kills are going to naturally come deal. Now, I decided to drop down here because I was getting peppered from tower and stuff. And so when I drop down here, I don't have to worry about that. And it's kind of a cheeky angle down here. And I'm trying to just wait, be patient to see if these guys are going to come through that are over here somewhere intense. And eventually one of these guys does come through. I hit great shots, end up firing through the smoke. We get the down. Now, at this moment here, I'm kind of debating. I'm like, do I want to push this? Do I want to go? And I'm like, Resurgence is disabled. You know, I definitely could have gone aggressive, but we're kind of like, we don't need to overextend and risk this kill because these guys are going to have to come to us anyway. We have great positioning. Now, thankfully, the guy that I knocked ends up getting eliminated anyways, I believe. So it all worked out in the end. We get another UAV up here. We see people landing back in behind us, but we also see a team has now landed down on the boat. And obviously this team must be regaining. They must have just landed in because they weren't there a moment ago. And so since we have UAV up, since my 2 teammates are on top control, I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to go look over at boat. You guys just kind of watch my back. Make sure nobody rolls up behind me, because these should be kind of free kills down here. So I slowly peek over. I'm looking. Oh, there's a guy down here. He's trying to loot. We pick up basically a free kill on these guys. Get my finish here. Now, however, when I get my finish, a team has now pushed into control, and this guy absolutely pelts me. So I try to just get plated. Thankfully, my teammates are able to cover for me while I'm behind cover. Pop another UAV. We recognize, oh crap, a team has somehow got in and pushed us to control. I'm not going to worry about the team at Bo. I'm not going to worry about this guy at Tents. We need to play together here in this moment, because we do have a 3-to-2 kind of ratio here on this team. Now, I peek over because I saw when I was rotating over here that there was this one guy. And I'm just like, I need the double check here. Let me double check. There he is. End up getting that guy out. Now, my teammate goes down, and I know Resurgence is disabled, so I'm going to very quickly buy him back, get back in the fight here. So again, me and my teammates on the other side, we're kind of trying to pinch this guy. I'm making comms. I think I hear him above me in the stairwell. Just playing slow here. I'm going to throw a flash up, and then he's going to get pushed down and try to run away from my teammate, and he gets pushed right into me. So we kind of sandwich things out here. Okay, end game here. We ended up getting very lucky with the zone. Zone ended up coming right towards us. I'm going to drop some money now. I actually made a little bit of a mistake there. I should have not dropped all of my money. I should have split it. Ideally, especially in endgame, you want to keep $4,000 each from every player. That way, everybody has enough money for at least one res, because it ends up biting me in the butt a little bit later. So my goal is to get to the top here, and let's just hold people, because we know everyone, the entire map has to rotate towards us. We have the ultimate power position here, but I'm trying to be very careful about how I'm peeking. I don't want to overextend. Notice that team from the boat is trying to rotate up here. Get great shots on this guy. Can't quite get the down. Another guy over here. I'm going to hit Semtex. End up hitting a beautiful Semtex. Knocks him. Get the finish. Now I know there's two more, but I know that zone is moving. And I know they are going to have to come up here quickly. I'm going to add a Semtex for a little more pressure. They're trying to come up on the stairs. Bam, we wipe that team. Okay, that team is gone. Don't have to worry about them. Now, when you float for too long in the air, you lose your spawn protection. And so I make the call out, and I'm kind of yelling, this guy's coming in, this guy's coming in, he's floating in. Get some team shots, we get rid of that guy. Now only 2 teams left. Pretty much everyone else is coming from top prison. These guys are playing the prison wall. They're now in zone. We get a knock. Just trying to play smart. They're trying to smoke over here. Because of the smoke, I moved down, because the smoke, I know I would lose aim assist. This guy is still... So we have this guy who is downed out in gas and one more, and then there's at least 2 below me here. Mid has went down, unfortunately, at this point, because he pushed down and lost that fight. In hindsight, mid probably should have stayed up with us. We should have just all stayed together high ground. There was no need to separate there. I hear a res go off, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go buy back mid. Nope, I don't have enough money, because I unfortunately dropped all my money, so I can't buy him back. And these guys are just taking forever in the gas, and they take a lot of my time. He ended up going down, and then unfortunately, the other team just buy back. So now at this point, it is a 2v3. It's me and Avid versus this final team, and one of them is flying in. See the smoke? I'm trying to rotate here, and I made such a small mistake here. If I would have just centered my aim a little bit faster instead of running out and then turning, I probably win this gunfight. I give this guy one shot, barely lose.
Mid-tier 2.
Avid's up top, and he's able to get a knock and a finish. It's a 2v2, but I don't realize that the third teammate is sitting back here. And then the other guy is out over here. So I end up going down. Got some Crimson and Iridescent players here. Unfortunately, I think I made a little bit of a mistake in my rotation. I probably should have just stayed up and not overextended for those first few kills. Avid gets the last guy down, but the last guy is just waiting on him. So we get second place. But regardless, it was still a very high SR game. Ended up dropping 20 kills in this ranked game that still had some Crimson and Iridescent level players in it. And I think hopefully, as you guys can see, Resurgence ranked is all about that combination of playing smart, playing for your life, but playing together as a team ultimately. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, come check out our stream here on YouTube or Twitch. Come check out other videos as well. See you in the next one.